Unfortunately, in our world, mentoring is both rare but extremely valuable. Most people who have done it or had someone truly be a thoughtful mentor in their lives would say it is invaluable. So, what is it? Right? Well, let's think about this. Jesus did preach to crowds, but he didn't just preach to crowds. He spent time investing very heavily in a very few number of people, and those people went on to change the world. Mentoring is not about having all the answers either. Now, Jesus obviously did, but for us, it's walking with someone else down a path that we've been. All right. And it encourages people to grow, it leads by example. Think about what Jesus said to his disciples. Matthew 4:19. And he said to them, "Follow me, and I will make you fishers of men." First of all, he didn't just say believe, he said, "Follow me." He was asking them to let him mentor them. And then, two, he was doing that so they would in turn mentor others. And while Christianity has grown through preaching, very much so to crowds, yes, it has happened a lot, but the foundation of leadership and change and in some cases the entire spread of churches, for example, to Rome, it was done by mentoring, one person walking with another one. So that's what mentoring is all about. And that's what we hope to help you do in this course. Um, you know, eh, we don't just bring someone to belief in Jesus. Yes, it's incredibly important. Faith is huge. But once they believe, who's going to help them walk day in and day out? The Great Commission was go, therefore, and make disciples of all nations. It's make disciples, not believers. So, what is a mentor? A mentor is someone who walks with another person, helping them grow in either faith or life. It encourages people to truly transform and change, and it does it through both conversation and example, hence the close relationship that's required. And it equips people one day so that one day the person you're mentoring will someday mentor someone else. That's the key. And it's really not about having all the answers. It's about being present, being a good listener, pointing people to Jesus if they're on a faith road, and even if they're not, by your example. Okay, so in our program, there are two mentorship paths. The first is obviously faith based, and we call these Jesus encounters. And there's three of them, and there will probably be more in the future. But it's a path that you walk along with someone through. Obviously, you need to go through the path yourself first, but there's three encounters. The first one's a rescue encounter. It's understanding sin, salvation, Jesus' victory, and hopefully bringing someone to make a commitment to Jesus Christ. The second encounter is a discipleship encounter, teaching people to walk daily with Jesus. And the third one is a sharing encounter, helping people to share their relationship with Jesus Christ with others and mentor them through the exact same path. You know, in Second Timothy, Jesus tells us, "What you have heard from me in the presence of many witnesses, entrust to faithful men who will be able to teach others." We need to pass it on. That's the faith-based mentorship. Now, not everybody's ready for a faith-based mentorship, but you will certainly come across people who are willing to learn from you and they want to grow in wisdom. It's about life. Well, we have another mentorship path, and hopefully it'll lead to the faith path, but it doesn't have to. It's called Principles of Life and Leadership. It helps a person grow in discipline and purpose and character and gets them through practical life challenges. And you model a Christ-centered way of living, even if you don't directly talk a lot about faith. But of course, you can share your faith during this time. And it's used, one, to make people or to draw people toward God through how you live. In Proverbs, it says, iron sharpens iron and one man sharpens another. All of us need to be sharpening someone else and let them sharpen us. It's how it works. It's not your role to force people into a faith path. Walk with them in whichever path they want to walk, but you walk in a godly way. Now, as a mentor, You're not expected to come up with the content and discussion topics and all this on your own. That's why we created the Jesus Encounters and the Principles of Life courses. They're courses, they have structured lessons and they have guided questions and things along those lines. You simply have to go with the mentee through these online courses so they can talk to you and you can discuss things and you can show them how God's worked in you or how these principles have worked in your life. But you don't have to make it up on your own. We've got the path set for you. All right. So in this course, you're going to learn to be an effective mentor. You're going to learn to walk with someone through whichever track it is, the Jesus Encounter or Life Mentorship track, doesn't matter. We're going to teach you to handle the tough questions, the doubts, and the obstacles, and encourage you to help your mentee become a mentor someday. All right. Now, in case you're in a situation where you have an opportunity to mentor someone quickly, there is a fast track option. So you still use the same course, but what you do is you do lessons 1, 2, and 4. You get through those 3 lessons and you can start mentoring someone. Now, I strongly encourage you to go back and pick up the rest of them. But these lessons in the course, they're marked as fast track options, and you can use them and to get started in a hurry and then go back and get the other ones. All right. So I want you to think about a few things. First of all, there is a guide to this entire mentorship course, which you should download and either use as a PDF or print because it's exceptionally useful and it gets you through every lesson. Yeah. So, again, don't worry about feeling like you can't do this. You can because God's there with you. Moses said to God, "Oh, my Lord, I'm not eloquent, either in the past or since you've spoken to me, but I am slow of speech and tongue." And the Lord said, "Who has made man's mouth? Who makes him mute or deaf or seen or blind? Is it not I? Therefore go, and I will be with your mouth, and I will teach you what you shall speak." Don't worry about not being perfect. None of us are.